Right now on Apple Valley News Now live at 6, historic flooding forces thousands of residents from their homes across the state. The race against time as rivers surge to record levels. Then Highway 12 near Natchez washed out, forcing drivers to detour the roads to avoid as safety concerns grow. And residents respond as water levels surge rapidly. We're live in Benton City as preparations are underway now for a critical weekend.
And from the Kittitas Valley to the Columbia Basin, folks are, well, a little jittery as we watch those rising rivers. We'll have complete coverage coming up for you. The news at 6 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6 on your side.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us here on Apple Valley News Now live at 6. I'm Wendy Redman. Austin Reed is on assignment. Tonight, live team coverage of the rising waters across our area. Austin will update us on the issues in Benton County. He'll join us from Benton City in an area where people had to evacuate today. Our Monique Garcia is in Yakima County. Several areas there are flooded, including golf courses, walking paths, and parks. She'll show us what's happening now. And William Albert is talking with the Red Cross in Kennewick, where members aren't just working to help people in our region. They're sending teams all over Washington to help people who have fled the floodwaters. But first, we begin with your current conditions with First Alert Weather's Stacy Lee, as the worst is yet to come for some of our viewing area.
That's right, Wendy, and we have a lot to talk about tonight. Let's talk about some important facts for you just to take away real quick. The Yakima and Natchez rivers remain elevated, and they will be so at least through the weekend, maybe into early next week. Most locations have now crested and will slowly start to improve over the coming days. However, the Natchez River may stay bankfull into next week. We're keeping an eye on the Yakima at Kiona. That has not reached its flood stage, but it's right there at bankfull tonight, and we're going to keep a close watch on that area tonight. Some timings to keep in mind for you as you go through the weekend. This is when we're expecting the river to rise, or until we expect those rivers to recede in the afternoon Friday for most of the area, but we're still watching that Kiona-Yakima River situation. This is a great website to get any event alerts right to your phone, and just type that in to any website or any computer you have and get that onto your phone. Good stuff there. All right, 51 degrees outside, dust level sky cam. Huge difference in our weather today. Was nice and calm, nice and warm out there. Winds were much lighter today, and that's good news going forward into the weekend. Temperatures are still very warm throughout the area tonight. Planning your night, you could see a couple of sprinkles up towards the Kittitas Valley. There's still a little bit of lingering rain, mainly towards the Cascade Mountains tonight. Everyone else should remain dry, and we're going to be dry heading into the weekend. I'll get more river coverage for you, and of course what to expect this coming weekend. Wendy?
All right, Stacy, our team coverage continues now with Apple Valley News Now anchor Austin Reed. He joins us live at one RV park in Benton City, where many residents are concerned. Austin, what are you seeing out there now?
Wendy, we are here at the Beach RV Park, and since we last talked in the 5 o'clock hour, the water is continuing to rise. At least 10 RVs have already moved from this area to the other side of the RV park, so that is some good news. Our Dan Hansen is behind the camera. I'm going to have him kind of show you the water right now. This is the Yakima River, and the water has already reached the parking lot, and it is so close to going over the dock. As far as what things looked like earlier, here's that scene. Here at this location in Benton City, the clock is ticking. With the Yakima River rising by the hour, residents who live just feet from the water are doing everything they can to protect their homes.
I've lived here for about 2 years now, and I've never had to deal with it.
The mad rush started Thursday morning.
Hello.
Alongside the pets, people were filling and stacking sandbags, moving furniture, and clearing out anything that could be swept away if the water breaches the banks.
The city workers told me The river rose up 3 feet within 45 minutes.
Earlier in the day, I met this homeowner, and during a live report on the Apple Valley News Now Facebook page, the emotions ran high.
I had my neighbor who I helped, he's moving completely off the property. He just had a heart attack in May, and he was out there by himself. And I walked over to him and I said, "Can I help you?" And he literally started to cry. And he said, "Thank you." And I said, "I am out here until I can't physically be out here anymore."
Recent rain and snowmelt are pushing the Yakima River close to flood stage. Emergency managers say this weekend could be critical, especially for homes that sit just yards from the water line.
Stress, and more stress.
Do you think the dogs can kind of sense the energy?
Oh God, yes. They sense me.
For so many here at Beach RV Park, it's now just a wait-and-see situation, hoping that the work they have done and the river levels hold through the weekend.
If the water gets up here, I'll just put on some boots and start swimming.
All right, so back out here live at Beach RV Park where the water is continuing to rise. Some people very emotional, others just trying to stay as positive as they can. I do want to give a quick shout out to the community. In that report you just saw, I was talking a little bit about our Facebook video, and I was talking to that one woman. Well, about 10, 15 minutes later, so many of you responded and commented saying that you would come and help. And we can confirm many of you did just that. People came with trucks and the manpower just to do what they can for these people here. We'll be back with another live report at 6:30. By the way, real quick, I do want to tell you that generally, I was talking to another woman, she said that this water is usually 10 feet lower. So yeah, think about that. That's the very latest live in Benton City at Beach RV Park with the First Alert weather coverage. I'm Austin Reed. Wendy, back to you in the studio.
Austin, good information there, and really nice to see the community coming together to help out. Washington State remains under a state of emergency as relentless rain and flooding continue to hit hard. At a press conference today, Governor Bob Ferguson said he is in active talks with FEMA to secure federal support to bolster relief efforts. This comes as they say more than 30 highways are closed, disrupting lives and travel statewide. Authorities warn conditions are unpredictable, urging residents to follow evacuation orders and heed local responders. Washington Senators Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell, as well as Congressman Dan Newhouse and others in the Washington delegation, sent a letter to President Trump urging him to approve Governor Ferguson's request for an expedited emergency declaration. The Washington delegation tells the president an emergency declaration from him will allow the state to respond to the disaster and begin the road to recovery. No word tonight on if the president will grant that request. The Kennewick chapter of the American Red Cross is ramping up preparation efforts as flooding concerns grow across parts of Washington. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert spoke with Red Cross officials about how they're preparing and how they see the situation developing.
An atmospheric river has hit Washington state hard, bringing heavy rain, warm temperatures, and rapid snowmelt, all contributing to flooding across the region. The American Red Cross has 7 shelters open in western Washington, stretching along the I-5 corridor in places like Randall and Chehalis. Officials estimate as many as 100,000 people statewide could be asked to evacuate. And with rising water levels along the Yakima River, the Red Cross Kennewick chapter has been placed on notice to prepare for possible shelter operations closer to home.
Red Cross officials tell me that right now there are several Red Cross shelters set up throughout Washington state, primarily in western Washington. However, they tell me that they are ready to respond at a moment's notice and to set up shelters in places like Walla Walla and even here locally.
Historically, we've used the Walla Walla Fairgrounds. Benton City probably used one of the school classrooms or a church there. Same with West Richland or a community center, that kind of thing. So we've got agreements in place.
OPIT says the Kennewick chapter is already staging equipment and coordinating with county emergency management agencies to make sure shelters can open quickly if needed.
So we've got 3 trailers that we can pull to a location. 2 of them right now are set up for establishing 100-person shelters. So there's enough cots and blankets and the supplies that are going to be needed for up to 100 people.
Once people arrive, Opitz says the Red Cross is prepared to help with immediate needs beyond just shelter.
If they need medicine or eyeglasses or something because they had to abandon pretty quickly, we have health services staff that can help get those things, and then we'll provide a cot and blankets.
The Red Cross also provides comfort kits and toiletries and essentials, along with meals and charging stations. But Opitz says that flood-related shelter operations are usually short-term.
Typically, these kinds of things aren't long-lasting, which is a good thing. It's not like a tornado that's torn your house down and you might have to be in a shelter for weeks at a time.
Still, officials say anyone living in flood-prone areas should be ready to leave if conditions change.
Anybody that's in a floodplain should have what we call a go kit. And that's something that if they get a notice that, watch out is typically the first thing that means you should prepare. If you get a warning, that means you probably ought to leave.
The American Red Cross is ready to help and give shelter to those in crisis wherever needed. In Kennewick, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
Red Cross officials also remind everyone never walk or drive through standing water. Highway 12 at milepost 191 near Natchez is no longer passable, and you can see why right here on your screen. Just incredible images. The Natchez Fire Department says floodwaters washed out the road. A detour is now in place on Bonlow Drive, but that detour runs right through a school zone, so drivers are urged to drive carefully. Right now, the Natchez Road Bridge is open, but the Greenway pathway is closed. Power to the area has been shut off to help preserve the infrastructure. About 100,000 people are being asked to leave their homes in Washington as some rivers reach historic levels. Several rescues are also taking place across the state, and volunteers and communities are working to fill sandbags and shore up older dike systems along the rivers. Floodwaters have overtaken some homes and businesses in places like King, Pierce, and Skagit counties. There has been major flooding on at least 8 rivers and creeks throughout the state in Skagit County. The entire 100-year floodplain is now ordered to evacuate. The Snohomish River rose to more than 33.5 feet, setting a possible new record high. Governor Ferguson activated the National Guard, which sent troops to communities all across the state. They are working to get people out of evacuation zones. They're filling and stacking sandbags, and they're helping out at community shelters. We want to make sure that you are up to date on the very latest information, so here is something to bookmark on your devices right now. Our digital team here at Apple Valley News Now is keeping an online flood blog. You can see the very latest information at the top of the article, or you can scroll through and see what updates there are throughout the day. We have the latest on evacuation zones, what's happening throughout the region, what's happening throughout the state, and it's all time-stamped so you know when the last update has come in. Download our news and weather apps so you can have this information at your fingertips. Find it on your desktop at applevalleynewsnow.com. Coming up next here on Apple Valley News Now Live at 6, we are taking you out live to Selah, where our very own Monique Garcia continues with our live team coverage on the emergency conditions in Yakima County. And Stacy's coming back with a look at your full first alert weather forecast. She details what's next for you in your area.
So you only check it twice? Nissan tests every model thousands of times. No wonder we're J.D. Power's #1 in new vehicle quality.
Add a Nissan to your list at the Nissan year-end event. Get 0% APR on select SUVs for well-qualified buyers.
There's no place like home for the holidays.
And there's no better time to save on furniture and mattresses than right now during Walker's Friends and Family Sale.
Get the furniture you like at the prices you'll love, with some clearance items up to 70% off.
Plus, take advantage of 5-year special financing with no money down.
And remember, Walker's is where
quality just costs less.
More family to yours. Merry Christmas!
Bathfitter knows what you're looking for. The perfect style for your bath remodel with the look of tile you want. New textures, shapes, and styles. Works with your budget? Low maintenance. With no messy grout to clean. Quality and beauty that lasts, backed by a lifetime warranty. Sounds like Bathfitter styles are your match. And with new designs, now there's even more to love. Time to set a date. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
Some know it as prime rib. Officially, it's called a ribeye roast. We call ours divine. Tender, mouth-watering Hereford beef, aged to perfection for 5 weeks and never frozen. Oven ready and easy. Divine beef ribeye roast, tied and seasoned at your request. Reserve yours now, exclusively at Yolk's Fresh Markets.
College football action continues on Apple Valley News Now, all the way through New Year's Eve, wrapping up with the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. College football on Apple Valley News Now is sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
We're happy to gift you and your organization $1,000.
Thank you so much. That's amazing. It does your heart good. There's no doubt. Constantly. There's always something going on.
To nominate someone, click on Volunteers Count at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Looking for a great gift idea this holiday season? Twigs Bistro and Martini Bar's holiday bonus gift card deal is on now. Purchase $100 in gift cards and receive a $20 bonus. Head to twigsbistro.com for more info.
So you only check it twice? Nissan tests every model thousands of times. No wonder we're J.D. Power's #1 in new vehicle quality.
Add a Nissan to your list at the Nissan year-end event. Get 0% APR on select SUVs for well-qualified buyers.
Kraken Mammoths. Coverage begins at 6 Friday on My Network TV.
Continuing our coverage of the flooding now we head to Selah, where Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia is tracking the latest on the flood watch in that area. Monique, what's it look like out there?
Hi, Wendy. Now I'm in Selah by the River Ridge Golf Course, and by the golf course there's also a park. Now I know you can't see much behind me right now, but this is some footage from earlier today. Now you can see from the video both areas are flooded. There's a basketball hoop that's completely flooded, a little kid area play toys that are flooded, a volleyball net that's flooded. The only thing left of the park that you can see is the restrooms that's on top of a hill. Now I spoke with the Selah Police Department earlier, and he is urging people to stay out of flooded areas, as he says it is not safe to attempt to swim, walk, or drive in the area, as it is dangerous with the water having a current. It is not still, it has a current just like any other river would. Although it might be tempting, the interim chief says, there's no way to tell how deep the water is, and there could be a possibility of contaminant things in the water. Bottom line, just stay out of the area. Now for the most up-to-date road closures information and information in general about the flooding, you can head on over to our applevalleynewsnow.com website. Now I'll be sending it back to the studio for now. Reporting in Selah, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And our brave team out on the front lines. Good for them tonight. All right, let's take a look into downtown Ellensburg tonight. The Central Washington Outdoor.com cam, 49 degrees. Things are pretty quiet. However, you could see a couple of sprinkles as there's a few showers left. That atmospheric river isn't quite done yet. So there's a few sprinkles left in there. Winds are light tonight in Ellensburg, so that is good. And it looks pretty quiet on the streets. This is what I'm talking about. We finally get a a break from the impending, I don't know that I've seen an atmospheric river last that long, so it was pretty intense. But you can still see we've got a little activity up towards the Canadian border and possibly a few showers sprinkling in Ellensburg overnight tonight. What we do have in our area is moderate river flooding through early Monday. Some places will start to see the rivers receding as early as tomorrow, and some of us are still waiting. But the flood alerts still exist for the Yakima and Natchez rivers, again out of Cle Elum and Kittitas County, all the way as you head down south towards Ellensburg down into Tanum, and then we'll take a look over at the Natchez River, and that has created quite a bit of damage here, especially on Highway 12. That river also runs along 410 Chinook Pass. Then we head into the Yakima Valley. That's where the Natchez River flows into the Yakima River, and that has been picking up a lot of steam as it heads on down to Benton City, West Richland, to the Kiona Station. So this is where we're keeping an eye on tonight. They haven't quite crested yet. However, the water is very, very high and very, very dangerous in the area. We're expecting that crest to happen Saturday, 10 a.m., but we're already going to start seeing flooding overnight tonight into the early morning hours. The worst of it should be right here, 10 a.m. Going forward, 24 hours from now. Cue the warm weather. Have you guys noticed it's been very, very warm? This was a tropical situation bringing in all that rain. Now we've got a nice ridge of high pressure, and that's going to keep things a little bit calm just for a couple of days, but don't worry, there's more on the way. Let's talk about some of these warm temperatures. We broke a record yesterday in the Tri-Cities, hitting 68 degrees for December 10th. In Yakima, we've had 3 record-breaking days in a row for temperatures, topping out at, look at that, 72 degrees. Now, the next system is setting up. I hate to say it again, but it's another atmospheric river. This time it's going to be a little colder. It's going to bring some heavy snow to the Cascades. Possible these numbers could change, but we're tracking a pretty good storm beginning late Sunday into Monday. So this little break over the weekend is very, very brief. Temperatures tonight staying again on the warm side, 40s all through the area. Again, these look like December daytime highs rather than our overnight lows. First alert weather days through Sunday due to the flood threat. And then here comes the rain again. Sounds like a song that I know. All right, in Yakima, we've got a first alert weather day tomorrow. Again, watching the rivers there. Hopefully you'll start seeing those flooded areas recede tomorrow. But as Monique and Austin said, it's a good idea to avoid all of that water as much as possible, not only for debris, but for river flows and contaminants that could be in those waterways. Walla Walla, you look like you have a pretty nice weekend, so get ready for that rain, though, next week. And for Hermiston, also pretty quiet weather for the weekend. Then we queue up that rain again. So, yeah, not a big break. I did a little sciencing guruing, and I'm like, yep, we're calling it another atmospheric river. A little bit cooler this time and not as long lasting. So
a little bit of good news there when we have back-to-back systems like that, but oh my goodness.
So for the west side, not good.
Yeah, especially since it's already so saturated.
Right. Yeah, there's been a lot of mudslides. There's been a lot of trees falling, lots of debris. So yeah, very, very serious situation here in our Washington state. So.
All right. Well, keep us posted on round 2, Stacey.
I will.
All right, still to come, up to 100,000 people could be displaced as rivers reach dangerous levels across Washington. Video captures the flooding crisis triggering rescues.
It's a great time to buy, great time for traditions.
It's like loading up a Ford SUV and going to Grandma's house.
Hitting the slopes in a built wild Bronco.
Or making the big delivery with Ford F-Series.
Does it come in red?
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Merry Christmas to you and yours from Daikin, everyone at Bruce Heating and Air. We're proud to be in your community. We wish you a safe holiday and all the best in the new year.
There's a million reasons to celebrate New Year's Eve, and winning $1
$1 million is one of them. On New Year's Eve, Wild Horse Resort and Casino is giving everyone a free entry to be one of 12 finalists in the $1 million Monte Carlo Grand Prize. Come claim your entry, then play in the Casino Royale with fun money and win real prizes, including a trip into the Cash Cube. Continue the night with live music, dancing, and more on New Year's Eve. Play, party, and win at Wild Horse Resort and Casino.
Before the guests arrive, it's all about the details. Making everything just right. Creating the perfect vibe. And setting the mood. Every detail matters. Then, take a moment to enjoy it all. Just you and your best friend. Order by December 18 for delivery before the celebrations begin and enjoy interest-free financing with the More Furniture credit card. Visit a More Furniture store near you or shop now at morefurniture.com.
Life happens. Lucky for you, ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits that help you life better. Because being human is a full-time job.
Life. It's a crazy thing when you think about it. It's either about making memories or remembering those moments that matter most. Broadmoor RV has been serving families and its community in the Pacific Northwest for over 20 years. From travel trailers to toy haulers, truck campers, motorhomes, and fifth wheels, we have what you need to start creating memories with the ones you love. So get out there and make those memories last a lifetime. Broadmoor RV. We make camping fun.
It's a great time to buy, great time for traditions.
It's like loading up a Ford SUV and going to Grandma's house.
Hitting the slopes in a built wild Bronco.
Or making the big delivery with Ford F-Series.
Does it come in red?
There were evacuations in parts of the state today amid major flooding on at least 8 rivers and creeks. Heavy rain from an atmospheric river is creating potentially catastrophic flooding that's forcing water rescues. Take a look. You are seeing videos shared by the Eastside Fire and Rescue Team of a helicopter rescue. Floodwaters caused 2 drivers to get stuck on Wednesday night, leaving one stranded on the roof of their vehicle and the other in a tree nearby. In Skagit County, the entire 100-year floodplain has been ordered to evacuate. Up to 100,000 people face potential evacuations as the flood danger rises. The Snohomish River rose to more than 33.5 feet, setting a preliminary new record high. More than a foot of rain has fallen in Washington's Cascade and Olympic Mountains since Monday. A Washington state man was attacked by a dog while being detained by Customs and Border Patrol agents last month. Now, Senator Patty Murray is calling for his release. We want to warn you, the following images may be disturbing to some viewers. Senator Murray shared these pictures showing Wilmer Toledo Martinez's wounds. She says he needs medical care. Homeland Security responded to Murray's comments and said the man resisted arrest. DHS also said he is an undocumented immigrant who has prior arrests for being in possession of a loaded gun. Toledo Martinez's attorney says he was lured out of his house and there was no warrant for his detainment. She says her client was not resisting arrest. Still to come in our 6:30 half hour, moving to safer and higher grounds. We are live in Benton City, where residents continue urgent preparations.
First Alert Weather Radar, sponsored by Idaho Central Credit Union.
If you have an injury claim and are considering a settlement with the insurance company, make sure you're compensated for every element of damage you're entitled to. This holiday message is brought to you by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
In a town by the lake on a crisp winter night, holiday lights sparkle, a beautiful sight. A cruise to the North Pole, cocoa in hand, a feeling of joy throughout the land. Fireworks bursting the grand Christmas tree. Rooms with treats for both you and me. One December, I just might proclaim, let's move Christmas to Coeur d'Alene.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist, Dr. Tegan Goodell, is now caring for patients in Prosser and Walla Walla. Dr. Goodell provides advanced care in orthopedic surgery and sports medicine injuries, including surgery of the shoulder, elbow, knee, and ankle. Get back to doing what you love. Call Prosser Orthopedic Center at 509-786-5599 or visit prosserhealth.org. Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Everyone deserves to be connected. Big cities, small towns, everywhere in between. And staying connected shouldn't break the bank. That's why T-Mobile and US Cellular have joined forces. The best network just got bigger. And we're combining it with the local service you know and trust. Join now and save up to 20% versus Verizon.
Christmas is coming to Pasco. Join us Saturday, December 13th as Peanuts Park transforms into a winter wonderland for Winterfest from 3 to 6 p.m. Enjoy holiday music, crafts, kids' games, tasty treats, and a visit from Santa and Mrs. Claus. Before 5, we'll draw the scavenger hunt grand prize winner. Then gather as we light Pasco's heritage Christmas tree to kick off the season. Winterfest, December 13th at Peanuts Park, presented by the City of Pasco.
If you have an injury claim and are considering a settlement with the insurance company, make sure you're compensated for every element of damage you're entitled to. This holiday message is brought to you by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
Next ET, Taylor Swift stops by The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Plus, Candy Burris opens up about her new era. And ET's first on set of A Runaway Bride for Christmas with me. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
All across America.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello.
And right here in the Northwest, wherever we are.
Man, it's good to be home.
Good Morning Northwest and GMA, the #1 way to start your day.
Good morning, Northwest.
Right now on Apple Valley News Now live at 6:30, a warning for parents as car seats and stroller combinations fail to meet federal safety standards. The risks local pediatric experts are noticing, plus a first for the city of Kennewick, the place where bikers are converging to ride. Your news at 6:30 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30 on your side.
Thanks for staying with us tonight. Wendy Redman here alongside Stacy Lee. And of course, the big story tonight everyone is talking about across Washington state, the flooding. Stacy, you've just been tracking everything from the flooding to the winds to even record temperatures.
Record temperatures.
What else can we put on you?
Rarely do we see this type of natural disaster in Washington state, but this is one, and this is a serious one. And I started thinking about it a week ago. I was like, if this is as bad as they say it's going to be, this is going to be really bad. So here we are, day 4 into atmospheric river, which it hasn't quite ended, but pretty much for us it has. All eyes, though, are on this section of the Yakima River. Come take a look at your screen. This is the portion that hasn't quite flooded yet, but it does impact a lot of folks. There's a lot of homes and people that live close to the Yakima River between Benton City and West Richland. There's a few areas that are around farmland, as you can see here, but as we zoom in a little bit closer, especially when you start seeing the river turn over here towards West Richland, there's a lot of homes in this area, and a lot of these folks are down on the floodplain. So Benton City is the first to get it. There's the Kiona Station that we've been talking about, and it resumes around to West Richland. So we're going to be really following that and keeping our eyes peeled on that part of the river. We could see that crest as early as tonight into tomorrow morning, not receding until Monday. So this is a weekend-long situation in that area. Here's some important facts for you. Yakima and Natchez rivers remain elevated, and they will through the weekend. Most of the locations have crested, where we saw some of the flooding coverage earlier. They'll start to recede beginning tomorrow. The Natchez, however, may stay up bankful through next week. It's the Kiona that will read that flood stage Friday and Saturday. Let's take a live look outside right now. 51 degrees. It's been calm after those crazy winds we had yesterday. Nice break, and we got a nice little break as we head into the weekend. Our temperatures are nice and mild this evening as well. Most everybody sitting in the 50s. So planning your day tomorrow, it'll be fairly nice out the door, 40s and 50s, not too cold. By the midday, most of us staying in the 50s. Walla Walla could hit 60 degrees, and by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, a gorgeous day. So enjoy a couple of days of quiet weather, and then things start to change as we get into next week. I'll tell you all about that coming up. Wendy?
All right, Stacey, our live team coverage of the flooding continues now with my co-anchor, Austin Reed. He joins us from Fire Station 210 in Benton City with the Assistant Fire Chief. So, Austin, what are you learning out there?
Well, good evening, Wendy. Good evening, everybody. Once again, earlier we were at the Beach RV Park, but yeah, we are now at Station 210. I am with Todd Dormeyer. He is the Assistant Fire Chief with BCFD 2. So talk a little bit about the sandbags. You guys have been providing this since, what, the last couple of days, right? Tuesday?
Correct. So we're actually facilitating it. We're allowing Benton County Emergency Services providing not only the sand, but the sandbags, with the county assisting it with hauling it. I believe we are on our third truckload, and we went through truck 1 and truck 2 pretty quick. So the sand and the sandbags are here for the citizens, and they can grab them as they please. It is a self-serve station. However, if they need assistance, we are here. Granted, if we're not on a call, but we're here to help them and help them get the bags and the equipment that they need.
Tell me a little bit about how you guys are preparing.
So really, it's we're kind of in this gray area. Our biggest prep is just letting the citizens know and letting them know that we're here to help support them. Keeping an eye on not only the weather, but the river flows. We have 8 members here that are swiftwater rescue technicians. So that kind of comes in hand. We watch the rivers on a daily, if not weekly level throughout the entire year. But when it comes to events like this, we pretty much watch it on the hour. So trying to stay ahead of that, keeping a watch on that, and then providing that information back to the public, and then just prepping for the worst case, and then the 911 emergency calls that we take daily and hourly, but then also specific to this event.
Final question, should residents take this serious?
Yes, Mother Nature is Mother Nature. She can kind of do what she like. We can make all the best prediction models, but the biggest picture of it is that it's hydrology and it's physics, and man can try to contain and control that, but Mother Nature's power is much greater than that.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. So come on out here to Station 210 off Dale Avenue in Benton City, and they are offering help. That's the latest. Reporting live, Austin Reed, Apple Valley News Now. Wendy?
Austin, thanks so much. And of course, we continue our flood coverage throughout this newscast, so stay with us for more. In other news tonight, Washington State University Tri-Cities Cougar Tracks will offer more workshops this coming year aimed at professional development and workforce training. The program is developing a packed 2026 schedule that includes hands-on sensory workshops for winery, hospitality, and tourism professionals, along with a manager coaching series focused on leadership development. The coaching program begins in February and is open for enrollment now. Organizers say the new workshops are based on feedback from local businesses about professional development needs. Cougar Tracks is also planning an AI literacy series for next spring. It builds on interest from recent AI workshops, focusing on practical and ethical workplace use.
And so Cougar Tracks is the community connection for how we are going to bridge the gap for community members to how we are using AI, but also help those individuals figure out the best use of AI.
Organizers say the goal is to give local professionals skills they can use right away and help businesses prepare for the future. A growing number of parents are unknowingly buying car seats and stroller combinations online that don't meet federal safety standards. Local pediatric experts say the items could put newborns at serious risk. Parents across the Tri-Cities are unknowingly purchasing dangerous car seats from online discount retailers like TikTok Shop and Temu. These counterfeit seats fail to meet federal safety standards and again put newborns at serious risk. Local pediatric experts report a surge in these unsafe products.
This is something actually we've noticed a trend throughout the United States, but here in the Tri-Cities it's been hitting us hard 4 times even in just the last 2 weeks.
Federal law requires all legal car seats to pass rigorous crash testing, side impact testing, and meet strict standards for buckle strength and flammability. Counterfeit seats bypass these requirements, arriving without certification labels, proper instructions, or reliable construction. The city of Kennewick opened the Tri-Cities' first pump track for bikers with a ribbon cutting ceremony. Take a look. The track is located at Vancouver Park on the corner of South Vancouver Street and West 7th Avenue. It features a continuous circuit of rolling paths and banked turns designed for riding without pedaling. The park is free to taxpayers and was funded by a federal community development block grant worth a little more than $400,000.
I bought my home here about 12 years ago, and at that point, you know, this park was at its end of its life, and so it is great to see this type of park come back to this community to let the people know, hey, we care about you and we want you to be involved with recreating in the park amenities.
The park is now open for use, and artificial turf will be installed on the non-rideable inside sections of the track in the spring. Still ahead, as communities brace for rising water levels, we take you live to Selah, where our very own Monique Garcia has the latest. Then Stacy returns with your full First Alert weather forecast and what's coming up next in your area.
First Alert Weather Radar, sponsored by Idaho Central Credit Union.
Want your home or business to remain clean? Here to meet all your janitorial needs, R&S Janitorial Services. They have serviced the Valley for over 20 years, specialized in cleaning all offices and businesses to warehouses, commercial buildings, and more. R&S keeps the inside of your business or workplace clean and professional at all times. You keep doing what you do best and let R&S do the rest. Call R&S Janitorial Services at 509-840-7100 today.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Hi, I'm Steve Winery. I'm the pastor at Calvary Chapel, and I'd like to invite you out to our Christmas Eve service. It's going to be on December 24th at 6 p.m., and it's going to be in our outdoor amphitheater. We have a great time out there. We have bonfires. It's going to be a candlelight service, and we sing Christmas carols. We have a good time, and we'd love to have you join us. And so come on out.
Hey, looks like I've decided to do nothing again. It's worked so far, except I still don't have a car.
Now's the time. The final countdown is almost over. Do nothing and you get nothing. Or come in, take advantage of incredible year-end deals, and drive into the new year in a vehicle you'll love. Find your deal today during McCurley's Final Countdown and the 2025 Subaru Share the Love event at McCurley Subaru.
McCurley, here I come.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar, or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
Everyone deserves to be connected. Big cities, small towns, everywhere in between. And staying connected shouldn't break the bank. That's why T-Mobile and US Cellular have joined forces. The best network just got bigger. And we're combining it with the local service you know and trust. Join now and save up to 20% versus Verizon.
Before the guests arrive, it's all about the details. Making everything just right. Creating the perfect vibe. And setting the mood. Every detail matters. Then, take a moment to enjoy it all. Just you and your best friend. Order by December 18 for delivery before the celebrations begin and enjoy interest-free financing with the More Furniture credit card. Visit a More Furniture store near you or shop now at morefurniture.com.
A local park underwater tonight with a fast-moving current. Let's check back in one more time with our very own Monique Garcia. She joins us now live from Sela. Monique.
Hi Wendy, I'm in Sela by the River Ridge Golf Course. Now by the golf course there's also like a children's place right next to it, and both areas are completely flooded. Now you can't really see it all happening behind me because it's really dark, but we have video to show you of earlier today of what that looks like. Now in the video you can see there's a basketball hoop area that's completely flooded, the children's toy area play is completely flooded, the volleyball net is completely flooded. The only thing that's not flooded in the playground is a restroom, and that's because it's sitting on the top of a high hill. Now earlier I spoke with the Sela Police Department, and they're urging people to stay out of flooded areas. As he says, it is not safe to attempt to swim, walk, or drive in the area, as it is dangerous with the water having a current. Although it might be tempting, the interim chief says there's no way to tell how deep the water is, and it could have potential contaminant things. Now if you're looking for the most up-to-date road closures or flood information in general, you can head on over to our AppleValleyNewsNow.com website. Now I'll be sending it back to the studio for now. Reporting in Sela, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And all good points from Monique. Stay away from the rising rivers and the flooded areas. Weimar Skycam taking a look into the Yakima Valley tonight. Looking nice there, 54 degrees, a little cloudy, much quieter night, not super windy. Our sunset at 4:10. Soon we'll start shifting around once we get to winter solstice, and we'll be adding 2 minutes of daylight per day. So right now we got to deal with the dark. Let's talk about that atmospheric river. Again, we've been seeing that continuing on. Most of it has given all of its water up, but there's still a little bit falling up by the Canadian border. We do have moderate river flooding through early Monday, so be very, very safe out there. The flood alert's still in place for the Yakima River in the Kittitas Valley from Cle Elum as we head to the east towards Ellensburg. That portion of the Yakima River all the way to Umtanum is under a flood alert, as well as the Natchez River just north of the Cliffdale area all the way into Nile. And they've seen some damage. Then you see the Natchez River feeds into the Yakima, and that whole section is under a flood alert, a flood warning. And then eyes tonight on Benton City and West Richland as the Yakima River is going to top its banks overnight tonight, creating flooding in the area. We're thinking that we could start to see that overnight into the early morning hours, cresting in the next few hours, and then hopefully receding by the time we get to Monday. So it's going to be pretty high. Now, you've noticed the warm temperatures, and a lot of that was because of the atmospheric river, those subtropical temperatures. Well, now we have a ridge of high pressure. That's going to quiet things down for a couple of days. And as you can see from the top all the way down to Vegas and beyond, very warm temperatures through the entire region. In fact, we've been breaking records. We broke a record yesterday in the Tri-Cities at 68 degrees for December 10th. And we broke records for the last 3 days in Yakima with these temperatures here. I mean, normally we're in the 30s and 40s for this time of year. After all the warm is done and after that quiet weekend, cue up some snow. We've got another atmospheric river coming, not quite as strong. However, it is going to bring some heavy duty, much needed mountain snow. That'll make our ski friends happy out there. So we're going to keep a close eye. These are prelim numbers. Those might get tweaked as we get closer to the situation next week. For tonight, your temperatures will be down in the 40s all through the area. The warm spot tonight is Walla Walla and Dayton at 48 degrees. All right, your 7-day planner. We stay in first alert weather days due to flood threats through our area. And then there's that rain I was talking about. Cue it up starting Monday through Thursday. Same thing in Yakima. We'll expire our first alert weather day after tomorrow, and we'll keep an eye on those incoming showers next week. You will see those temperatures start to cool slightly, but even so, those temperatures still are slightly above average for this time of year. Now take a closer look at Wednesday and Thursday in Ellensburg. They might see some snow falling or even some mixed precipitation, so we'll keep a close eye on Ellensburg the middle to later part of next week. Walla Walla has a quiet weekend overall and then a wet start to the work week on Monday. And Hermiston also looking very quiet with temperatures staying there in the 50s. Overnight lows staying above freezing and the rain on the way. So.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're still in the throes of round 1 and round 2 is now on the horizon.
And I hope people don't burn out on atmospheric river, but that's what they call it.
Yeah, well, that's its name.
That's its name. And
apparently it's here to stay for a little bit. So.
It's the weather pattern for La Nina, and that's what we're seeing this winter. That's pretty typical. The one we just experienced was a rare, very extreme one. So hopefully the next one not as bad.
All right.
Yeah, that's right.
Up next, we'll tell you why Time's Person of the Year announcement comes at a complicated moment. Stay with us.
There's a million reasons to celebrate New Year's Eve, and winning $1 million is one of them. On New Year's Eve, Wild Horse Resort and Casino is giving everyone a free entry to be one of 12 finalists in the $1 million Monte Carlo Grand Prize. Come claim your entry, then play in the Casino Royale with fun money and win real prizes, including a trip into the Cash Cube. Continue the night with live music, dancing, and more on New Year's Eve. Play, party, and win at Wild Horse Resort and Casino.
Everyone deserves to be connected. Big cities, small towns, everywhere in between. And staying connected shouldn't break the bank. That's why T-Mobile and US Cellular have joined forces. The best network just got bigger. And we're combining it with the local service you know and trust. Join now and save up to 20% versus Verizon.
Much to the delight of our customers, John Gray now brings you Gray's Pizza and Bar, your new favorite spot in Grandview for great foods and good times. Be sure to catch all the excitement on local high school game nights. We're open late for your after-game hangouts. And don't miss our Monday to Friday happy hour from 3 to 6 p.m. And Sundays, bring the football vibe with our happy hour all day long. Gray's Pizza and Bar, great deals, great eats right here in Grandview. Come see us today.
There's no place like home for the holidays.
And there's no better time to save on furniture and mattresses than right now during Walker's Friends and Family Sale.
Get the furniture you like at the prices you'll love, with some clearance items up to 70% off.
Plus, take advantage of 5-year special financing with no money down.
And remember, Walker's is where
quality just costs less.
More family to yours. Merry Christmas!
Are you suffering with constant agonizing knee pain? Have you been told that you have arthritis or are bone on bone? Is knee pain making simple activities like walking stairs or kneeling impossible? If this sounds familiar, the next 60 seconds could change your life. Do not let knee pain control your life any longer. Our powerful program addresses the underlying causes of knee pain without masking symptoms. There is no use of drugs, injections, or surgery. Do not miss this opportunity. Call now to see if we can help. If you qualify for care, day 1 we will perform a trial treatment. Please listen carefully. You will know by the end of the first visit whether or not we can help you. Do not hesitate. Call now. You don't need to suffer any longer. Call right now to see if you qualify for our program that has transformed thousands of lives. Call before it's too late and take the first step towards the knee pain relief you deserve.
Happy holidays from all of us here at Apple Valley News Now.
Time for what's trending. Time magazine named the architects of AI as its person of the year.
The architects. Officials at Time say 2025 was an artificial intelligence became part of everyday life, affecting everything from the economy to schooling.
This edition of the magazine will have two covers. One has the letters under construction, while the second features tech titans including Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk.
Ironically, Time's announcement on the architects of AI came on the same day when the AI industry suffered massive losses in pre-market trading.
You would think artificial intelligence would have known this was all coming.
Right?
No, I don't know. All right, well, this is what's coming up. We know this.
That's
your
right.
forecast.
Well, we'll talk about the final forecast and, of course, your reason to smile. That's next.
Deliver joy with Northern Quest gift cards. Good for dining, shopping, hotel stays, and more. It's what's on everyone's wish list this holiday season. So choose their favorite venue or their favorite color, because the Maslow's gift card will give a great Larive massage too. Available online or at Northern Quest, Kalispell Golf and Country Club, or Kalispell Casino. Snag a limited edition holiday card today at Northern Quest. Gift cards at northernquest.com.
Before the guests arrive, it's all about the details. Making everything just right. Creating the perfect vibe. And setting the mood. Every detail matters. Then, take a moment to enjoy it all. Just you and your best friend. Order by December 18th for delivery before the celebrations begin, and enjoy interest-free financing with the More Furniture credit card. Visit a More Furniture store near you, or shop now at morefurniture.com.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
The Pacific Clinic is a health, sports, and medical campus where we feel like we're a one-stop shop. Primary care is everything that you do here at the Pacific Clinic. We really focus on preemptive care. And what that means to us is going out and playing tennis and working on that proprioception, that balance, that social aspect, flexibility, all those things.
Living an active lifestyle is extremely important to our health. Research shows that just by incorporating exercise into our daily lives, we can reduce our risk of cardiovascular disease by 50%. So cutting your risk in half is amazing, and just by incorporating regular exercise, we add years to our life.
Stress is the primary reason why living an active lifestyle is so important, because it reduces stress. Stress brings on anxiety, depression, all of the things that we don't want to feel.
So there's some really good benefits to cold therapy, specifically with regards to neurotransmitters. What's important about those neurotransmitters is when they go up, it improves your mood. And so it's become a really good treatment option for depression. And as far as the hot therapy, things like a sauna are really good at preventing cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's disease, and even some respiratory diseases. I would recommend that folks take advantage of all the services we have to offer here at the clinic. You can make significant strides toward improving your health by utilizing all that we have to offer.
Okay, positive mindset. We are going to win this game tonight, right?
From our family at Scott Smith State Farm, serving the Tri-Cities for over 15 years with our 2 locations in Kennewick and 1 in Yakima. We wish you joy, peace, and prosperity this holiday season. Merry Christmas from all of us at Scott Smith State Farm.
Season's greetings from all of us here at Apple Valley News Now.
And welcome back. We always like to end on a positive note, so here's your reason to smile. And that's from, looks like Shirley sent it in. That was sunset through the trees on Wednesday evening. That was we finally had a sunset yesterday and today. So thank you for sharing, Shirley. QR code on top of your screen. That's how you get your photo on TV, thanks to Lifetime Dental Care. All right, takeaways for the river flooding. Those rivers are elevated. They will slowly improve over the next couple of days. However, the Natchez may stay up at Bankfull for up into next week. And the Yakima Kiowa is going to reach flood stage late tonight, possibly Friday morning into Saturday. So we're keeping a close eye on that. Real quick, your planner for tomorrow. Look, no rain, no wind.
My goodness.
A little bit of sunshine even, so enjoy your Friday.
We've had it all lately.
Yeah.
All right, Stacey, well, thanks so much. Make sure you get our Apple Valley News Now weather app as well to stay on top of it all. Thanks for joining us this evening. We'll see you right back here for the news at 11.
Have a great night.